You know, something strange is happening in the Joe Dispenza world, and it may very well affect you. Not so long ago, some people called Dispenza a pseudoscientist, but today, leading universities, medical doctors, and research hospitals are beginning to work with him. So, what changed? For one, Joe's outcomes are no longer just anecdotal. The data is catching up, particularly with University of California, San Diego's respected researcher Hemal Patel and team doing the high-quality, blinded, controlled research. They've found that attendance at Joe's retreats can do a ton of good to attendees' system, including things like improved resilience against viruses like COVID-19 for a particular protein called serpin A5. And this might lead to finding similar effects for things like cancer, Alzheimer's, MS, digestive disorders, and really for a broader immune regulation. And week-long events can lead to a reduction in both the intensity of physical pain and the mental suffering accompanying it through a unique neurobiological pathway. By collecting data like heart rate, sleep activity, blood omic markers, microbiome, urine, tears, and brain imaging like fMRI and qEEG, they provide the ability to uncover the health-related upgrades that can come from engaging in this type of work. All this research costs a ton of money, and thankfully more than $10 million has been donated by the Inner Science Foundation to support these studies. Dr. Patel has described some of the lab's findings as nothing short of incredible and borderline unbelievable, which makes him intensely rigorous in assuring he's using sound science in their protocols and measurements. So when you hear respected researchers saying things like these outcomes are borderline unbelievable, you may want to sit up and take notice, because this is about you and your loved one's health and longevity. I would also add that what else is changing to produce this shift surrounding Joe Dispenza is that people and systems are exhausted by the weight of their own misalignment. I don't know if you've noticed, but people working in healthcare systems are burning out. This makes them ready for tangible methods like Joe's that are more than just after-the-fact symptom management. And also, people need healthcare systems to allocate their funds wisely so we all get the most bang for our buck. Okay, so the research surrounding Joe's events is showing that his type of meditations and teachings can profoundly alter a person's blood, brain, biochemistry, immune protection, and gut microbiome. And given how crucial a healthy gut microbiome is, you want to take this in. The microbiome supports digestion, regulates the immune system, influences mood and brain function through that gut-brain axis. Research already shows that imbalances in your microbiome are linked to inflammation, depression, autoimmune diseases, and chronic illnesses like obesity and diabetes. Did you know that your gut bacteria helps protect, nourish, and communicate with nearly every single part of your body? And the really great thing is it's inside you to shift it, because you have power. I know sometimes we feel we need permission to access and use our very own innate power. We may not even know we have any. So I want to ask you, does knowing that you have power inside you scare you or excite you? Take a view in and see. Part of the thing we humans are going to have to do is evolve out of fearing the unknown. So I first want to say, please have compassion for wherever you're at with this, but get honest with yourself as much as you can. Does it feel safer to wait for way more research and information to come in? We love our information before you guide yourself to act, think, and feel like you have power now, or is it always in your future? I want to suggest that you start to guide any frightened parts of you with a promise that you will take your journey to power slow and steady. Let it know that you won't overwhelm it too much. But, and this is a big but, tell yourself that you will move forward and begin to claim your power. Call it in. This power carries the energy of wholeness, deep love, joy, abundance, oneness, and generosity. But all that could feel unfamiliar, so practice priming your system for where you're going. You are a free will being. You need to decide and live like you have power, or it has a hard time coming alive in your life. Take some time, like 30 to 60 seconds per day. It's a great start to conceptualize this into your life. In that space, ponder, what would my life be like if I had power? Then feel into it for a few seconds. That's all it takes in the beginning. It will be hard at first, but you have to start somewhere. So let the outcomes from the science being performed surrounding Joe Dispenza's retreats ignite your own power. And please know that you don't have to attend a retreat to get great outcomes either. Just look at all those incredible testimonials from people who've never attended any one of those events. So remind yourself about this and get busy. Also helping move this needle of change along, I'm happy to say that as a psychotherapist immersed in both scientific and alternative methods, I've joined forces with Joe Dispenza's Inner Health Coalition, IHC. We are a global team of healthcare professionals, about half of whom are medical doctors, working alongside Joe and his team. We meet regularly to study the spontaneous remissions coming out of all those hundreds of testimonials, so we can deepen our understanding of the science and practice applying Joe's model in our own lives and in our own healthcare practices. We also explore how to spread the knowledge and how-tos, I guess you could say, of intelligent self-governance worldwide. Honestly, I wondered when researchers and medical systems would begin to open up like this. But as Joe says, evidence is the loudest voice, and it's getting harder to ignore. Now we're seeing individuals from major institutions, including UCSD, as mentioned, Harvard, Stanford, and MIT, as well as children's hospitals and veterans programs, opening up to collaborations. No, it's not everyone or everywhere, but it sure is a start. Now, what does this mean for you? It means that healing isn't just for the lucky few, it's for you too. No matter where you are on the spectrum of illness, wellness, or happiness, you can start to feel hope and bridge that into knowingness, because Joe's approaches are proving to be embedded in sound methodology. Yes, there is a lot left to learn, and you do need to tune into authentic you as you practice Joe's materials and others. There's plenty of others too. This is not about following any rigid structures. You must consciously call in your own power and intelligence so your body and mind can integrate and transform. You are the conduit. So it is about tuning into more of who and what you really are. Be sure to practice being this new version of you, please, or old patterns will keep running your life. Of course, most of us were programmed to stay safe in our old stories, but that's not safety, it's stuck. When you believe something new is possible, your biology starts to change, and that, my friends, is science. Okay, so the two mainstays of Joe Dispenza's work include, number one, conscious self-transformation, where you learn how to intentionally change your internal state, your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to create a new personal reality. This area is grounded in neuroscience and epigenetics, because as you become aware of unconscious programs and choosing new elevated states of being, you literally rewire your brain, recondition your body, and change your biology. Basically, you shift from the old self to the new self, consciously. Now, number two, the mystical experience through meditation. This is about tapping into something greater than your analytical mind, accessing altered states of consciousness to connect with the quantum field where all potentials exist happens here. Through deep meditation, breathwork, and heart-brain coherence, you enter the present moment fully, where you can experience healing, insight, and sometimes what Joe calls mystical moments. Beautiful and profound things can happen as you tune into your truest self. There are actual measurable biological upgrades to your system that occur when you move beyond the limited self and into a unified field of intelligence. I also wanted to mention that this work is reaching far beyond labs. Nonprofits are joining with Joe to deliver meditation and neuroscience-based tools of transformation to communities in need, such as veteran support programs, prisons, indigenous healing settings, and with severely autistic children too. These are some of the hardest to treat populations, and they are starting to see real changes. Joe notes that even though they don't have the double-blinded studies in some of these areas yet, they are poised to do so in the near future. Dr. Hemmel of UCSD tells us in our Zoom calls with the IHC about the bureaucracy inside the world of research, and he and his team are doing what they can to facilitate these studies faster. Thing is, they don't want to publish in just any journal. They are looking to be in highly ranked ones, so the message of your power can go far and wide. And I love that. As mentioned at UC San Diego, the quantum study is what it's called, has shown consistent biological signatures in meditators in just 1 week, like changes in blood, immune protection, and the gut microbiome, as I mentioned, have all been measured. Other focuses are underway looking at things like neuroplasticity, immune modulation, and pediatric trauma. So truly, a new model is emerging and people are starting to notice. Imagine where healthcare systems, which desperately need shifting, could be in 1, 5, or 10 years if this keeps going. Ultimately, these collaborations could pave a way for integrating Joe's methods and others, again, into mainstream healthcare. At the Inner Health Coalition, we are working to make this shift happen from the inside out. So yes, something strange is happening. A once dismissed figure is now influencing global health, Sure, his name may not be front and center in the highly regarded research papers available and to come due to preconceived notions about him, but it is his work they're studying. Overall, the intention has to come first. Lovingly help people and societies to evolve. Now, if you're ready to understand who you really are and how to create the health and life you truly want, then stay with me. Subscribe and leave a comment if you feel like it, if this resonates. Together, let's walk into a new era of healing, one where you are your own greatest catalyst for change. Bye for now.